Hey everyone, and welcome back to one of the best and biggest updates the Fun Pimps have released in my opinion, in a few years. Now you might ask, why is that the case? Why is that my opinion? Because this update is all about tailoring and customization. You can tailor and customize the world to whatever you want it to be. You're not fond of certain zombies? Remove them. You're not fond of the jars? Remove them. You're not fond of... You can do anything you want. This is 7 Days to Die version 3.0. Just a little side note, guys, this is version 3.0 experimental, so a few things might still change on the way to stable, but overall it should still stay the same. So, as you can see, the whole game has a new overhaul over here, or the menu over here looks really, really clean and neat. It's about time because they've had the other background for a few alphas now. When you go play game, you still have your player profile, new game, continue game, join game, but we're going to be focusing on new game. They still have, let me just make this limitless, because I really feel like with all the options, it's limitless. A static world is your Navis game. You have existing random gen and random gen. That's where you can make a new one from scratch. We're not going to be focusing on that. We're just going to be focusing on the difficulties. So they still have the 6 old difficulty presets. So it goes from Scavenger, Adventurer, Nomad, Warrior, Survivalist, and Insanity. And guys, this is just like the access point. It goes so much further than this, and I'll show you why now. So that's the 6 default options that they've had, and you can see over here what the perks are. So range damage, that's and melee damage, that's 200% player damage. Block damage, that's like concrete blocks and stuff, 200% damage. Terrain damage, that's like snow and dirt and stuff, you do 200% damage. Player damage in, that's receiving damage. Zombies only do 50% damage to you, and AI smell as walk. So if they smell you, they walk towards you. Now there are going to be other settings, I'll get to that now, but we'll just keep on going. Adventurer, ranged and melee damage 150%, block and terrain 150%. Zombies do 75% damage and they jog when they smell you. Nomad, 100% block damage, terrain damage, range damage, melee damage. The zombies do 100% damage and when they smell you, they run at you. Warrior, this is the one I always play in. Range damage, melee damage, block damage, and terrain damage 85%. Zombies do 150% damage to you and they run when they smell you. Survivalist, ranged, melee, block, and terrain damage 65%. Zombies do 200% damage, and when they smell you, they sprint. And then Insanity, ranged, melee, block, and terrain damage 50%. They do 300% damage to you, and when they smell you, they nightmare speed. So those are the 6 default presets that we've had since forever. But now there's a few new presets there for us over here. Under official, they have 11 new presets for us to choose from. And just go all the way over here. Oh, this one's called AlmostCreative, the apocalypse minus the actual apocalypse because dying is inconvenient. So this is for people that love building and looting but don't like the zombie killing aspect. Enemy spawning, no. Biome animal respawn, very slow, so you won't get many animals. Blood moon frequency disabled. Resource abundance 500%. So that's insane. This is actually perfect for kids because you don't have to worry about them like getting the gore and stuff from killing zombies. They can just explore the world and have fun. There's ChibiMode. I feel like this is also for kids, kind of. Because the zombies are like cartoonish. You can see the small bodies and big heads. And as you can see, there's range, block, all this damages and stuff. You can actually read through this on your own as well. But yeah, quite a few things have been changed. Now, we'll get into these settings now a little bit more. But the biggest takeaway from this one, for example, death degradation durability, infection rate is only 50%, enemies respawn fast, Blood Moon only has 10 enemies, airdrop every 3 days. You can actually just read through all of the settings. We have big heads, yes. Tiny zombies, yes. So they're tiny zombies with big heads. So they're fun. That's why I say it's like for kids as well. Although, not to take away, if you like this kind of cutesy, weird looking stuff, go for it. And that's basically like Twitch integration. Then there is DumpsterDiver. Turning garbage into greatness. It's not hoarding if you use it. Encumbrance slots disabled, so you can't get encumbered. Enemy density low. Workstations in the wild. Working workstations, I feel like this is 100%. Airdrops every day, loot respawn every 5 days, loot bag drop 200%, loot abundance 300%, resource abundance 150%, magazine abundance 50%, mining yield none. So wait, does it mean, oh yeah, this is not all about looting, not mining. Crop yield none, seed drop none. So it's all about finding stuff in the world. And yeah, not mining or farming, it seems. Resource yield, so when you get crops, only 25%, smelter type recipes, crafting yield 200%, scrapping yield 125%, trader hours, blood moon, so it's open except for blood moons. And then intro challenges, no. Then there is Legacy Survival. Old school survival with modern consequences. So as you can see over here, run speed, that's your run speed, 110%, stamina usage is 75%, death penalty is injured, you get 100% of the jars back, enemy respawn is slow, there's 50% working workstations in the world, I love that. Crop yield 150, currency abundance 125, medical abundance 85%, seed drop 150%. So it's still about just survival, just looting, surviving the zombies. And intro quests, no. Intro challenges, no. Quests, no. Trader routes, no. So there are traders in the world and they sell stuff to you. This is old school CavemanLife. They sell stuff to you, but they don't really have missions for you to go and do. Then there is preset DisasterFilm. Death loss count 125, death degradation both. Death degradation amount 25%. Infection rate 125%. Zombies eat animals? No, so they only eat you. Storm frequency 500%. Wow. Loot abundance 200%. Medical abundance 150%. Magazine abundance 75%. Item degradation very high. As you guys know now, or might not know, version 3.0 items degrade. There's an option to turn it on because it's off by default, but you can have them permanently degrade. So if you use them, you cannot get them higher unless you combine them or something. But repairs lowers, it's almost like Darkness Falls. When you repair something, you lose durability on it. Repair degradation 25%, vehicle self-damage 150%. Then you have CavemanLife. Survive an apocalypse where tools peaked at sticks. I don't know why someone would play it like this, but range damage 50%, melee damage 150%, biome animal respawn very fast, biome progression, no. Max tech type, tech 0. So that basically means there's no iron tools and steel tools and stuff. Airdrops are disabled. Allow map, no. This is basically bare bones survival because you can't even check the map. Allow compass, no. Crop yield, none. Seed drop, none. Crafting max tier 1. Vending machine, no. Trading dialogue, no. Trader max tier 1. This is rough. I don't know who would actually want to play like that. Dying world. Resources are fading and you're not far behind. Jar refund, none. Biome animal respawn, very slow. Airdrops disabled. Loot respawns, disabled. Loot bag drop, none. Seed drop, none. Due collected time, none. Repair method, none. Trader item count, very low. Vending item count, very low. Trader reset every 14 days. Vending reset every 14 days. No challenges, quests, or intro quests. So basically, the world is busy dying. There are no more resources. You can't just get resource from anything. This is actually a very brutal way of it. This is like this is pure survival. Because the world's done. There are no new restocking of shelves and stuff. I also feel like the loot respawn should be 0. Unless I just misread it. But on something like this, the world's dying. You can't get new loot. The loot respawn for this one should be 0. UndeadMatinee. A melee-focused, vintage movie-inspired mode with slower zombies, swarming numbers, and scarce ammo. I think my twin brother would love this. Because he was always said, why can zombies break concrete? Why can they do this? Why can they? That's why he doesn't want to play 7 days. He introduced me to 7 Days to Die back in Alpha 8. And he's refused to play it since Alpha 9. So perhaps this will actually bring him back. So as you can see, range damage 75%, rain damage 85%, walk speed, you can walk 110%, stamina regen 125%, lose on death all, that's a little bit brutal. Melee damage 125, headshot multiplier 125, run speed 70%. Why are you slower running than walking? Perhaps it's to do with old school 7 days, like old school zombie survival. Infection rate 150%, block damage 85, player damage in 100. That means zombies can do 150% damage. Crouch speed 110, death penalty injured, death degradation both, new player buff no, enemy respawn is fast, headshot mode, headshot finisher. So this is all about like just doing zombie damage. I want to see what block damage they can do. Blood count is 16 zombies. Airdrops 1 to 7 days. Biome game stage is high, so that means it's tougher. There's a lot of storms. Drink abundance only 50, armor degradation 50%, magazine abundance 75%. According to this, there's like, it says here, vintage movies inspired mode with slower zombies. Okay, so it's just slower, not like weaker. Because to you, they can still do 150% damage, but I want to see what kind of block damage they can do. Although, there is still the options that I said past the presets. We're going to get to that now. So then we also have 7 days later. A modern movie-inspired mode with chaotic hordes of fast-moving zombies. Ranged terrain, melee, and block damage 85%. Player damage, so that's the zombies can do 150%. Death penalty injured. Lose on death carried only. Death loss count 125. Death degradation both. New player buff no. Enemy density high. Enemy respawn fast. Zombie speed during the day, night, feral, and blood moon run, and zombie feral sense night. So they have feral sense at night, but the fastest speed is just run. Zombie rage is 50% of the time. Blood moon count is 16, and blood moon warning is just in the evening. So it's like 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. So that's 7 days later. Then we have MadmolesMayhem. Fewer supplies, harsher penalties, and constant pressure. Madmol, it smells good. So ranged, melee, and block damage, 85%. New player buff, no. Jar refund, 70%. Lose on death, all. Death loss count, 1 to 10. Death degradation amount, 20%. Death penalty injured. Enemy damage dealt, 125%. Enemy block damage, 125%. I wonder, enemy damage dealt, is that dealt to the enemies or that's to you? Because that's just player damage in then. I wonder why they changed the wording over here. Blood moon damage, 125%. Block damage, 125%. So that is just their default damage. Zombie day speed, jog. Feral speed, nightmare. Blood moon speed, nightmare. When they smell you, it's nightmare speed. Enemy density high. Enemy respawn fast. So this is all about killing zombies. You're constantly going to have zombies. You're constantly going to have fast zombies. Wow. Drink abundance 50%. Medical abundance 50%. Ammo abundance 50%. There's only 20% working workstations out there. Resource abundance 50%. Armor abundance 50%. Carry abundance 75%. And traders close during blood moons. And then the last preset is BiteClub. Respawning is for cowards in this hardcore permadeath mode. 1 life left. Use it wisely. So, ranged terrain, melee, and block damage, 85%. Zombies do 150% damage. You have 120% run speed, death penalty, permanent death, infection rate 150%. Zombies during the day jog. Feral sense at night. AI smell mode is sprint. And then zombie rage 50% of the time. Blood moon settings only 16 zombies. Storm frequency 150%. Loot respawn disabled. Loot abundance 50%. And trader enabled no. Now, you might think, oh, okay, that's it. That's it for this update. Because we went through the 6 normal presets. And we went through the official presets of the year, the 11. But what if I told you you can customize these? Like you like this one, but you don't like that setting or that setting or that setting. Sandbox options, people. Sandbox options. This is where it gets crazy. This is where I'm like, okay, this is one of the best and biggest updates. Because you can customize anything. You can set up something from scratch, or you can go from a preset that they have and just tweak a few things. So I always go warrior, right? Now you can go sandbox options, and you can change so much stuff. I think there's 150 sandbox options that you can go and change. There's player-related settings, entity like zombies and animals, world-related settings, resource-related settings, crafting, traders, tasks, and miscellaneous. So, player settings. You can change the range damage, block damage, headshot multiplier, melee damage, terrain damage, player damage in. So that's how much damage you take. How much damage the player receives from all sources. There's walk speed, run speed, crouch speed, jump strength, stamina regen, and stamina usage. XP multiplier, show XP, so you can decide whether you want to see the XP bar. Notifications only, like you're getting the notifications but not showing it. So basically this all, you see your level and you see the XP coming in. But if you put it to bar only, you see the XP bar go up, but you don't see your level, like your level progress or the notifications pop up. Or you can just get the notifications, or you can do it none. I always like seeing the XP I'm getting. Level stat bonus determines whether health and stamina increase per level. Skill and gain rate. So this is like every level up, you get a certain amount of skill points. The default is 1. Skill gain rate. Just how many levels are required to earn skill points? Oh, okay, this is the other one. So for every level, you get skill points, or every 2 levels. The default is every 1 level. Skill gain amount, how many skill points you get per level, or per every 2 levels. Death penalty, XP only. Lose on death, you can set whether you want to lose your backpack, your tool belts, you want to lose everything, carried only. I just do none. Death loss count, what is this one? Sets the number of random items lost on death. Oh, that's kind of cool. So if you die, instead of losing your backpack, you can say, okay, 3 or 4 of my items on me, on my tool. I wonder if that's tool belt and backpack. Imagine dying and losing your best gun, but keeping all the other trash. That would be rough. Death degradation. Sets whether items degrade on death. Durability reduces an amount of current durability which can be repaired. Max durability reduces maximum durability, lowering the repair cap. Both item loss, both current and maximum durability. So yeah, if you die, you can set it so your items get weaker as well. When death degradation is able, the setting determines the percentage of durability lost on death. So you can set how much you want to lose, drop on death all, drop on quit. Infection rate, you can say how fast you get infected, or like if you get hit. In tougher difficulties like Insanity, I think it's already like 150%, so you die from an infection faster basically, the higher it goes. New player buff, like when you spawn a world when you're protected. Encumbrance slots, yeah, you can set whether your backpack has encumbrance slots where you have to use like pack mill and stuff, or it doesn't have. Old school, you didn't have that locked slot, so you can just say none, and then you won't have to worry about being encumbered ever. Jar refund, that's the latest one they did in version 2, so you can set 0% back or 100% back. Default is 60. Entity damages. You can set the enemy spawning, you can set the enemy density, biome animal respawn, max enemy tier. This is really cool. Normal zombies. Strongs, I'm guessing, are ferals. Specials, I wonder what specials are. No, that's ferals. Radiated, elites. I'm guessing elites are the charged and infernal zombies. So what are the others then? We know normals, we know ferals, radiates, and elites. But now there are specials and strongs. I think that's new zombie types. You can set the enemy respawn rate as well. Enemy damage dealt, enemy block damage, headshot mode, yes or no. Yes means you have to do headshots. Headshot finisher, body shots deal damage, but only a headshot can finish them. That's actually really cool. Show entity damage, no. Entity damage in, 100%. Block damage, 100%. Enemy entity bars. I love enabling this. If you want to go for more immersive, keep it off. But if you want to see the zombies' HP bars, you turn that on. Because then you know, if you're fighting a boss, okay, he's almost dead. Should I waste the ammo? Should I run? I love having the health bars on. But I do wish it can get stuck to the top of the screen like Guns, Nose, and Steel's one modlet from version 2. You can set the zombies' day speed, feral speed, night speed, blood moon speed, and smell mode, yes or no, and smell sense. Zombies' rage, I actually like turning this off because there's two different kinds of rages. There's one where they just destroy all blocks for no reason, and there's one where they get pissed off at you and start breaking blocks. The dumb damage, where they just do damage regardless of what, I wish that could be removed. I think this is that's it, actually. Zombie digging. This is the one big setting that people would really love. In older alphas, you could make bunker bases, and the zombies couldn't get to you because they couldn't dig down. So you can go and say, zombie digging. No, you can literally place one block of dirt above you, and the zombies cannot make it to you. So that's a really cool old 7 setting that I'm really, really happy is back. And then you can set whether zombies eat the animals, yes or no. So if you kill an animal, you've seen when you kill an animal, you want to go skin it, but the zombies get there first and they eat the animal. You can turn that off. But I actually like doing that. I keep it on because sometimes you can kill an animal, the zombies go for an animal, and you can just run away. So that's really cool as well. Now, there's also world settings. You can set the global game stage, like if it's higher, lower, slower. The higher it is, the tougher the enemies are. The lower it is, the less amount of enemies you get. Biome game stage, default. Biome-based difficulty modifier. Harder biomes raise enemy strength and loot stage beyond your base progression. Default uses XML config values. So there's a stage where you start at, and there's a stage like how far you go up. Biome progression, yes or no. Do you want to have where you have to do challenges and stuff to unlock biomes? Or do you not want that on? You can customize it over here. Temperature survival. Do you want the heat and the cold? I actually like turning biome progression off, but keeping the temperature survival. So you still have to gather all of the clothing and stuff that helps you protect you from the cold and the heat and stuff. So I like temperature survival, but I don't like the progression. Max tech type. So yeah, this sets like what the highest level of technology in the game can be. So tech 0, stone and pipe weapons. Tech 1, iron tools and the AK. Tech 2, steel tools and tactical assault. And then tech 3, auger and M60. So if you don't want people to have an M60 or an auger, you set the tech type to 2. That's really cool. Workstations in the wild. Allow functional workstations to respawn in the world. I miss this so much. In past alphas, you used to be able to go into a POI. Oh, there's a working workbench. Let me set a base over here. And then at a stage, they remove those, and now we just have broken ones all over the world. So this is a really epic return. I'll always have this on. But I think I'll put it like 50%. 100% is too much because then there's workbenches and chem stations all over the place. But 50% I think is like a nice, just equal yes and no. Blood moon frequency every 7 days. So these are old settings. Blood moon frequency, the range. If you put it every 1 day with a range of 2, it can happen between every 1 and 3 days. So that's what the range means. Blood moon count, how many enemies? I always put it to 64. Blood moon warning, you can put it to morning, afternoon, or night, or off, so you don't get warned. Airdrops every 3 days. Airdrop variants. What is this? Allows control over when the airdrop appears. Pick a specific time for predictable airdrops, or any or total randomness. Oh, so none is a default airdrop at noon, so at 12 p.m. But you can set the time when the airdrop has to drop, or just keep it random so you never know what time it's going to drop. That's really cool. Storm frequency. I'm not a big fan of the storms at the moment. I feel like you should still be able to go out. The zombies can still be faster and stronger and stuff, but I want to be able to go out in the storms without taking damage. And so currently, they don't have any mods or armors and stuff for that yet, like some mods do. Storm warning, yes or no, whether you want to be notified of storms. Heat map sensitivity, this is a really cool one. Controls heat map build-up from player activity. Higher heat increases chance of screamer spawns. So, you can either lower this to get less screamers, like way less, or you can you can put this way higher to get way more screamers. Now, people hate screamers, people love screamers. Default's probably the best. But if you feel like, oh wow, I'm getting way too many screamers, just turn this down. You can even disable screamers. Damn. I don't think this disables screamers at all, but it just disables the heat map. So I wonder how the screamer spawns work then. Because disable tells me that there is no heat buildup, so there shouldn't be any screamers. 24-hour cycle, I always go 60-minute days, but you can set the amount of... This is real-life minutes. So the default is 60 real-life minutes per 24 hours. Daylight length, there's 18. It tells you over here as well, like what time to what time. 18 is 4 a.m. until 10 p.m. That should be the other way around. 10 p.m. until 4 a.m. is... Oh, that shows the daylight time. Okay, yeah. So... If you have it on 18, the nighttime is from 10 to 4, or the daytime's from 4 to 10. So, yeah, I actually like doing that. That's a nice one. But you can also put it to... Where's the 12 to 12 one? Is it 12? Yeah. If you put it the middle option 12, that is from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. it's day, 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. it's night. So it's little bit more realistic. You can mark airdrops, allow compass. So you can turn even the compass at the top, you can turn off. So yeah, people have to rely on only the map. That's kind of cool. Show locations info, allow map, yes or no. Allow screen markers, yes or no. And show daytime, yes or no. Some mods like Darkness Falls have this turned off and you have to make a watch to be able to tell the time. So if you don't want to be able to tell the time, you want to be surprised when there's Horde Night and stuff, turn this off. Then there's resource settings. Maximum loot tier for weapons and items. You can set this. This is maximum loot. So it sets the highest quality tier of weapons and items that can appear in loot. So that's not crafting stage, that's loot stage. What's the highest weapon you want to be able to loot? So since 6 is the max, you can set it to 5, and then you can make quality 6, as far as I can see this working out. Because it does say in the loot, it doesn't say anything about crafting. You can set the global loot stage to find more stuff, POI loot stage to find more stuff or less stuff, biome loot stage. At the moment, the forest gives a certain amount of loot stage, and the higher up you go in biomes, the more loot you get. So you can do that, that's the default, or you can change it as well. Loot respawn every 7 days. I always play with loot respawn off. Loot timer, how long it actually takes to loot containers. So if you don't want a loot timer at all, 0%. There's no loot timer. You can instantly open up containers. That's actually a nice feature. Loot bag drop. So how many times the loot bag drops. Applied to chance for enemies to drop loot bags on death. I wonder if that means there's a guaranteed loot bag every time you kill a zombie. That'd be kind of, wow, that's too much. Loot abundance, drink abundance, ammo abundance, armor abundance, range abundance, magazine abundance, all 100%. So you can tweak all of that. How much loot, drink, ammo, armor, range stuff, magazines you get in loot. Food abundance, medical abundance, resource, melee, currency, and treasure map chances. You can tweak all of that in your game. Mining yield, you get 100% ores. Seed drop, you have 100% chance to get a seed. Crop growth, 100% speed. Crop yield 100%, resource yield 100%. You can tweak all of that to make it as hard or easy as you want. Crafting. Crafting progression, yes or no. Enable or disable magazine and schematic-based crafting progression. Now, I'm kind of curious about this one. If you turn this off, does that now mean it is not magazine-related, but skill-related? Or, because in previous alphas, there were two things. There were learn by doing, and there was one where you have to actually put like skills in something. Say, for example, vehicles. Instead of reading the vehicle book, you have to put points in the mechanic skill, the vehicle skill to unlock vehicles. I'm guessing that's what this is, but I don't think learn by doing has made it in yet. So now you can either use the skill points to unlock stuff, or you can use the magazines to unlock stuff. Max craft tier 6. So if in the other one you decided that the looting stuff, I think that's resources, right? Yeah, if you decided you wanted to make sure the max people can loot is 5, and the max they can craft is level 6, you can do it that way as well. Magazine progress. The progression gained from reading skill magazines. So you can set it. Every magazine you get 1 point, or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you don't want to if you just want to go blast through the magazines. But remember, the higher this is, the easier it is to get magazines. So the faster you finish, the more bored you'll be. Backpack crafting, yes or no? So this one, if you say no, you have to craft in your workstation. Limited allows crafting a limited list of resources in the backpack. Workbench only allows crafting of the workbench, but nothing else is crafted in the backpack. So you have to be at your base to craft, which kind of makes sense. Although limited also makes sense because on you in the field, you want to be able to make makeshift stuff as well. Workstation crafting, yes or no? So you can actually make it so you don't need a workstation. Smelter type, now this is like Darkness Falls. Controls how the forge crafting works. Smelt items into the forge or craft directly using materials from your backpack. So a smelter, this is like a bank account. You smelt stuff into the forge and then you have to withdraw it when you craft something. Or recipes. This is like Darkness Falls. Instead of going and smelting the iron and clay into the forge and then using it to make forge iron, you just have to have the iron and the clay in your inventory, in your backpack. And it crafts the forged iron from your backpack instead of from the forge. So I love this because this means you don't have to smelt stuff out of the forge when you want to pick the forge up. Obviously, smelting into the forge makes a little bit more sense, but I love being able to just smelt from my backpack, pick up the workstation, and go. Crafting timer, you can set it faster or slower. Crafting yield, how much you get from it. Scrapping yield, I think usually it was 75% of what you get from your scrap. Now all of a sudden it's 100%. Crafting cost is 100%. Dew collector time, dew collector input, apiary yield, dew collector yield, apiary time, apiary input. You can set all of this stuff, guys. It's freaking amazing. There's traders. Yes or no? You want traders, you don't want traders. It's your choice. You can set the trader times for the traders, whether they have vending machines, whether they have protection or not. I like having traders and then saying you can claim the trader or not claimable. I think not claimable as the traders. This is yes, they are claimed. There's protection. This is no, but you cannot claim it or you can claim it. Trader dialogue. Do you want the traders to be able to speak? Yes or no? Global trader stage, item count, trader reset time, sell price. You can make them super expensive, super cheap. Trader buy limit. This is a really cool one. This is almost like Darkness Falls. In Darkness Falls, you can sell as many items as you want as long as the trader has cash. This one, however, you can set it more. So if you ever sold stuff to the trader, you have like 5 wrenches, but he only wants to buy 2 or 3. Now you can set it higher, so he's guaranteed to buy those wrenches as well, for those items. Trader max tier, so you can set up to what stage quest the trader can give. Vending item count, vending reset times, and buy price. So you can make the vending machine super expensive as well if you wanted to. Tasks. Challenges. Do you want the challenges? Yes or no? So these are not the quests, it's the one next to it, the... what's it called? Trophy icon. I don't mind the challenges. For new players, this is technically like a must because it introduces you to the game. But yeah, I actually like having this on just to get a little bit of XP early game as well. There's the intro challenge, the big quest. You can turn that off or on. Quests, yes or no. So you can have a world without questing. Now if you do a no questing challenge, there's an option over here and you don't have to worry about accidentally accepting a quest or doing whatever. Intro quest, yes or no. These are intro challenges. These are intro quests. Trade routes, yes or no? Do you want to be able to open trade routes to traders or just stumble upon them? So yes, the trader will send you to a different trader. No, you have to find other traders. POI quests, allow POI quests to appear in the trader's quest list. No, only buried supplies. I don't know why people want that. Quest per tier. This is an awesome built-in one because for the longest time, you had to do 10 quests per tier. I've been on my servers and sometimes my personal series, I've been using Aramis's modlet for increasing it to 20 per tier. Aramis is a mod creator for Outback Roadies and Pre-Apocalypse mod. So he's made a modlet where you can actually increase it to 20, but now they have defaults over here up to 15. And it's only 15, but still, you can do 15 quests for level 1, 15 for level 2, or you can set it lower if you wanted to. I like having it, especially on servers, you want to have this as high as possible so people don't just blast through the quests. Quest per day, default, as far as I'm aware, was it 4 or 5? But yeah, you can set now up all the way to 10. Base skill points. So this is what you start with in the game. So after you talk to the trader, it gives you a certain amount of skill points. You can set it over here. You can set it so the trader doesn't give you any skill points, and you just have to go and level up from there, or you can set it as high as you want. And then miscellaneous settings, the fuel usage for vehicles, block damage vehicles do, vehicle block damage, yeah. So if you drive into something, the amount of damage that can do, vehicle entity damage, how much damage vehicles do to entities, and vehicle self-damage, how much damage your vehicle takes from collisions. So if you are sick and tired of your vehicle just blowing up from the smallest of hits, you can go and turn this all the way down, and then block damage turn all the way up, so you can just bulldoze stuff. That's actually kind of cool. Electrical output controls how much electrical power is produced. So I'm guessing that's the speed of the vehicle, like how strong the vehicle is. Celebrate kills, tiny zombies, silly sounds, big heads, yes, no, gravity. Wait, what? Controls the amount of gravity in game. How does turning that... I'm kind of curious to see what... Does that mean you don't hit the ground as hard? You can jump from twice as high and not break your leg. I'm guessing that's what it means. Silly sounds. This is basically Twitch integration stuff. And black and white, yes or no. Guys, I love this. I absolutely freaking love it. And you can create a preset. So if you have a certain difficulty preference that you have, you've gone through all of this, you can create a preset. And then any other game you play, you just select that preset and it already has all of these settings chosen. You don't have to go through the whole list again to go change stuff. But yeah, with all of these options, guys, let me just do this. That's unsaved. Yeah, with all of the 6 default difficulties and all of the 11 official new presets, and the fact that you can go tweak all of them with the 150 different options, this is the biggest update yet. Because people are complaining, oh, the game doesn't have this, or it doesn't have that, or it has this, but I wish it didn't. Now you can go and customize the game however you want. That is freaking amazing. There are endless possibilities of combinations that you can choose. I am, however, worried about mods. Because some of the mods will now become obsolete. Because a lot of the things that the mods changed because vanilla didn't have it, now vanilla has it, so mods will have to go and remove it and add new features. And then some mods might say, okay, you have to use this preset or this preset to be able to play this mod. So I'm kind of curious to see how mods are going to be, because now vanilla has so many options. But you guys, if you're as excited about 3.0 as I am and you love these settings, please smash the like button. If you have any comments, tips, feedback, anything, all of your comments down below. And if you guys are new to this channel, please remember to hit the subscribe button for more of this content. See you guys next time for some more 7 Days to Die fun.